simply the best. Good morning again, everyone. It is my great pleasure to welcome all of you to this year's Alumni Convocation. Today we gather to celebrate and honor the rich legacy of DePauw University and the incredible achievements of our alumni community. We're particularly grateful to celebrate our milestone reunion classes. To our 50th reunion class, who are simply the best, you all have seen and contributed to decades of growth and change at DePauw, and your presence here today is a testament to the lifelong bonds of friendship formed within these halls. And to our 25th reunion class, how about a shout out to 25? A small, mighty, and enthusiastic group. Your journey from student to seasoned professional is an inspiration to us all. And how about a shout out to the folks over here, 65th reunion and plus? We are so glad to see you all here. Thank you for coming. And to all the classes that are returning to DePauw, 1,000 of you in total, to celebrate your milestone reunions, your commitment and your love for our university continue to shape its future in profound ways. Now it is my honor to introduce Melinda Haig, Vice President of the Alumni Board and a proud member of the class of 1981, who recently inspired our newest graduates as the alumni representative at the class of 2024 commencement. She encouraged them to be the best alumni that they can be, and Melinda, your dedication to DePauw and your exemplary leadership serve as a beacon for us all. Please join me in giving Melinda a warm welcome.
Thank you, Dr. White. Good morning, everyone. In true 21st century fashion, I'm going to use a small device for this. As Dr. White said, I'm Melinda Haig. I'm currently the Vice President of the Alumni Board, and I'm here to represent more than 30,000 proud alums of our fine school and to welcome all of you today. So we are thrilled that you are back on campus with us. We especially want to recognize three groups of alums who are special to us today, and that will be obviously the 25th class from 1999, the special individuals who make up the 50th, right here in front, and then as well, some of our more senior alums. Your presence here today is really a testament to your enduring commitment to the unique place and the unique spirit of our alma mater. So first, with great respect and gratitude to our most senior alums who are here today. We all want to be here someday. We all aspire to that, I guarantee it. Over many decades, your time, your energy, and your unwavering commitment to law have had a profound impact on our institution and the legacy that you have created for all of the rest of us who followed you. So if you're in your 60th reunion class or beyond, if you could stand if you're able or raise your hand, we'd like to honor you. We don't need any more inspiration than that, do we? So from your journeys walking the beautiful grounds of the students of the long lives that you've led, you've exemplified the values and the principles that DePauw holds dear. Your accomplishments and your unwavering dedication to making a difference in the world here are a testament to the transformative power of a DePauw education, and we thank you. As we celebrate the 25th reunion class of 1999, small but mighty, we are all reminded of the cherished memories that you forged on this campus. Your 25th reunion, we hope, is a time for you to reconnect with old friends, share stories, some of which you would never tell outside of DePauw. Those stories that we know span the past actual 29 years, if my math is accurate, and to reminisce about the experiences that have shaped you into the individuals you are. The bonds that were formed during your time at DePauw remain unbreakable, and it is a true joy to witness you coming together once again on campus. And to the huge number of you here, it's awesome to see you all. To the 50th reunion class of 1974, your presence on campus brings a renewed sense of energy and enthusiasm. That was so clear by the way you all paraded in here. It gives all of us who are slightly younger a lot of inspiration. It really does. We look forward to the opportunity to learn from your wisdom and your experience and to gain insights into the very much changed world, the landscape that you've all experienced since the time you graduated to 50 years on. Your accomplishments serve as an inspiration to us and to current students, and your continued engagement with DePauw continues to build a legacy for future students. So at this point, to further recognize the class of 1974, I would like to welcome to the stage their representative today, one of them, Tony Ailes. Tony?
Okay. Yeah, this microphone business. Okay, so if I don't get this right, I will be tortured for the rest of my life. But I already, right, I am here to introduce our 50th reunion class speaker, someone we all know and love. I didn't see that, Chair. He is a retired litigator, and he is a current board member for the Undiagnosed Disease Network Foundation, which is a nonprofit focused on enhancing the quality of life for people with extra rare and undiagnosed diseases. He has also served as a board member of the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation and chaired many, many events for them and helped them raise a whole lot of money. And without further ado, the one, the only, Gerald Owen Sweeney.
First of all, I'd like to thank the Reunion Committee and DePauw University for giving me an award which many of you don't know about. It is the Best Convocation Speaker Award in history of DePauw.
We had this conversation for weeks.
We have,
This
Tony.
isn't even a DePauw thing. This is some pitiful little marathon medal that you probably bought online. I mean, it's awful.
You know,
We didn't, no, get over it, babe. I mean, no.
you know, a visit
Give the speech.
to DePauw is an inspirational event. And I have actually another medal that I received from
Another
DePauw.
one.
I'd like to address an observation that I made and a realization I've had in the last 10 minutes, and that is the The difference between the classes in the 1980s and the 70s is that you phase out of being able to use your cell phone to give a speech. You may not realize that yet, but it's coming. I can guarantee it. Anyway, with respect to my commitment today to make this address, I appreciate the opportunity to speak to all of you, and particularly to all of my friends, and that is the entire class of 1974. You know, East College is the symbol of DePauw. You see it on everything, stationery, literature, everything. Its imposing brick and stone facade imply unwavering tradition since the days of Indiana Asbury University. But in reality, at every point in time, DePauw has been the sum of its students, not its architecture. In fact, DePauw is neither unwavering nor static. It's a kaleidoscope, the images of which have continued to change as the world has changed. In some instances, it has led that change, and in others, it's failed to recognize it. The bottom line is that the DePauw of today is not the DePauw of 1974. 11 members of my family attended DePauw, were students here over a span of 73 years, from 1939 to my son's graduation. My wife is here, I should say our son's graduation. But he likes me better. In 2012. Comparing experiences and traditions over 7 decades demonstrates the fluidity, actually the flexibility of DePauw. I have recollections of Greencastle in the 1950s, and now I have fact checkers here in the room too, so I'm a little concerned about this, but anyway, I have recollections of Greencastle in the 1950s, arriving for Old Gold Day in the backseat of my parents' Oldsmobile 98 with a big rocket on the hood. There was a parade of floats and guys wearing letter sweaters and khaki pants that were painted with Greek letters and cartoons. It had the feel of a movie set in White Christmas, but without Bing Crosby, Rosemary Clooney, and certainly no snow. If Fred Astaire had tap danced down the steps of the Union Building, I don't think anybody would have thought that was unusual. Back in the 40s and 50s, on May 1st, May Day, there was the tradition of a maypole, decorated with flowers around which co-eds danced in a circle holding ribbons attached to the pole. I looked up the origin of the maypole as I was researching for this presentation. Its roots are in ancient pagan rituals. I don't think you have to be Freud to figure out what the significance of the pole was. Now, I would have understood this in Stonehenge, but I was never quite sure what this was about at DePauw. The traditions of the 40s and 50s were quaint, silly, and even probably sexist by today's measure, but they were shaped in the context of the times, a celebratory post-war America. My father's class of 43, and my father in particular, loved to come back to the campus. He loved the traditions because DePauw had represented to him a bucolic paradise for a generation that lived through the Great Depression and a world war. Yet somehow these folks remained optimists, the characteristics we attribute to the greatest generation that continued to shape America for decades and still does today. My father was the product of a depressionary period. He sold candy on the beach along Lake Michigan. He worked in the stockyards. He was a Rector Scholar here at DePauw, and he went on to ensign training at Notre Dame in 1943 and then served in the South Pacific. That was one of the reasons, his experiences, that brought him back here and why he cherished DePauw. It was an isolated, perfect place in his eyes. As the kaleidoscope has continued to turn, old traditions were replaced with new ones. In 1970 to 1974, our world was much different than that of our parents. It was a tumultuous time, heavily influenced by protests, political discord, domestic terrorism, racial unrest, and a raging war in Southeast Asia. We were 18 years old, and there was a need to blow off steam due to a war in which we were expected to participate but often felt that we did not have a voice. Streaking naked around the boulder at East College, marching but actually walking to President Kerstedter's house made some sort of a statement in the context of DePauw in the early 1970s. Culturally, the arts and literature of the 70s did not rival Dr. Bergman's dramatic readings of the 7th century Beowulf or the Middle Ages Canterbury Tales, but the music, the movies, and the art were uniquely our own. Bing Crosby and Rosemary Clooney had long ago given way to the not-so-subtle poetry of Bread's hit in August 1970, the lyrics of which were, and I didn't write this, this is the lyrics, and if you're wondering what this song is leading to, I want to make it with you. There were the blunt, if not romantic, 70s stylings of the Starland Vocal Band's Grammy-winning hit, the lyrics of which were, gonna find my baby, gonna hold her tight, gonna grab some afternoon delight. I take no credit for these lyrics. We learned from, in the theaters, we learned from Ally McGraw and Ryan O'Neal that love never means having to say you're sorry. According to marriage statistics, that was poor advice. With which over 50% of the American population would disagree. We learned from Timothy Bottoms and John Hausman in The Paper Chase that Harvard Law was an unforgiving place, a view with which former Harvard President Claudine Gay would likely agree today, but for entirely different reasons. Times have changed. Would anyone today think that I Want to Make It With You or Gonna Grab Some Afternoon Delight would climb to the top of the Billboard charts in 2024? Of course not. My father's DePauw in 1943 was not ours, nor was ours in 1974 our son's. DePauw 38 years later in 2012. There's a funny thing about DePauw, and I think we all feel this way, and I think it's evident by the fact that we're all back here. We tend, and are even encouraged in many ways, to feel that we have equity, that we own shares of DePauw University. We do not actually own shares of DePauw, but the downside to that belief is that it makes us feel oftentimes that what worked for us back in the day still works today. But the kaleidoscope lens has turned 50 more times since 1974. The campus is actually the stage on which we celebrate our past this weekend, but it is not our current address. In 2024, DePauw belongs to a multicultural, multiracial, domestic, and international group of young adults living in a very complicated social media world facing a new set of complex issues. These students are, in fact, our investment, and we're betting that the return will be a measurably better world at a time when it could not be more important. We are not diminished by stepping aside. Encouraging well-considered institutional change is a sign of intellectual vitality at a time in life when maybe you most need to be reassured you have it. 50 years after leaving, we take our most important and substantive role supporting the bold and gold plans of those who are actually charged with seeing the future of higher education and positioning DePauw as a first-tier, first-class, private liberal arts university in a competitive and rapidly changing world. So here's to DePauw in all of its iterations, yesterday, today, and tomorrow. The best days are yet to come. Yeah, give me my medals back. Now want to introduce Nancy Frick, who is our fundraising chair for the reunion. And the only thing I know is that Nancy's husband last year was the fundraising chair for that class, and I know that has driven her to exceed his probably record-breaking amount. So Nancy, and I would like.
It is my joy and privilege and honor to thank all of you for your gifts to DePauw, but especially the class of 1974, for investing in the future of our campus, our nation, and our world through our DePauw students, ensuring that the DePauw education experiences that we loved and that we had will be available to future generations. As a professional fundraiser for over 30 years, I can tell you that as people get older, the number of charities they support becomes more narrow as they focus in on those that are most important to them. So I hope that DePauw University is one of those in your narrow focus, because I have found that the world needs a lot more DePauw in it. So, drum roll. So I'm going to give you a couple of numbers here. Thank you. The giving for the class of 1974 this year, $6,541,012. That's a wow. Take that, Charlie. But anyway. We had 24% participation and an even more impressive number thanks to the generosity of so many of our class. Our lifetime giving is $55,807,658. So.
So I'm going to get up and rescue us because I think the program is over. So thank you.
Okay, that was amazing. So if you're in the class of 1975, anyone or beyond, here's the bar. You all have said it. That's just incredible. That's amazing. So to conclude the convocation, we're going to stand and we're going to sing. And we're going to be led in singing by Adam Gilbert, who's going to come up and lead us into our time-honored tradition of singing a toast to Old DePauw. Right? All right,
Correct.
Here we go. Everybody
Thank you,
stand.
Melinda. Please. All right, and everybody has their lyrics if you need it in front of you. You should have all been handed that on your way in. Well, then, I hope you all know it and follow along, or just follow my... do we have the lyrics up there? Well, well, we're going to make the most of it, my friends. Shall we? To old DePauw we toast today and raise our voices high. We'll honor thee and loyal be and praise thee to the sky. Let every son and daughter stand united ever for thee, and herald gold throughout the land. Here's to you.